a great man. He's a great coach. He's done a lot in a very short time in his career. And I know Conference USA is really pleased that he's the head football coach at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. Coach Clark, let's give him a big hand.
Good evening. I think I'm the last of the evening, so I won't stay up here too long. Just one, I want to speak, I guess, and I'll speak for both conferences, Conference USA and the MAC, as a college football coach, and tell you, just from our players' standpoint, I don't know if this is going on or off. I usually don't need a microphone as a football coach. So. But guys, one of the big things when we're out recruiting as college football coaches is about the whole experience. And what happens as an FBS team, which is what Conference USA and the MAC is with our schools, is we have the ability to give out 85 full scholarships. And as you know, a full scholarship is so important to these young men. And of course, there's all kind of athletes represented here today. But just me speaking from football, it's a chance for these guys to go get a full education and then hopefully maybe play at the next level, but for sure get a great job. So when we're selling these players on the full college experience, you know, that's academics, okay? That's playing in these games. That's all the things that go with it, which I'm going to talk very briefly about. One of those great things is if you win 6 games and get bowl eligible, you get a chance to go to a great bowl. So last year when we came in, this is a true story, when we came into UAB, I got there in January. This was a downtrodden group. Okay, these guys had not one that had 3 coaches in 3 years. They did not have a lot of winning go on. And when it was announced that Conference USA had a chance to be part of this and go to the Bahamas Bowl, it was kind of a scene similar to what Western Kentucky, I guess that wasn't Western Kentucky, that was Central Michigan went through, the excitement. That was something these guys worked for, okay? And so what goes through a college football player's life is it is very structured. When you start thinking about athletes and what they're asked to do on a daily basis, these guys train year-round for a chance to play in 12 games, these football players. They're in study halls, they're in tutors, they're in training sessions, weight training sessions, strength and speed year-round. And this bowl game is a great reward for them, okay? It's a great reward. So thank you for what you're doing for them, okay? Thank you for the great experience. I got to speak to some of the guys on the Western Kentucky staff, and they had such a good experience. So I'm glad we're going to continue doing this. I'm glad Conference USA is a part of that. Real quickly, just talk to you a few things about kind of what goes into what we do. We talked a little bit about what these guys do on a daily basis, what their responsibilities are. You know, it's a pretty good deal. These guys are on this full scholarship. Their housing, their food is taken care of. Their books, they get tutors. But guys, they work really hard for a chance to do what you see on Saturdays, okay? They work really hard for that. From a coaching staff standpoint, we have offensive coaches, we have defensive coaches, we have special teams coaches. We've got a training staff that monitors these guys. And in fact, at my school, we're a medical school. I was talking to somebody about this earlier. One of the big things that's going on for us is integrating sports and science. They're doing concussion testing at my school. We have our own nutritionist. In fact, she was with the Atlanta Falcons, one of our guys from UAB. You might know Roddy White. He's a pretty famous alumni that plays for the Falcons. She was with the Atlanta Falcons. She was their nutritionist. We have her now. So there's a lot of things that go on at our place from a medical and a science standpoint, teaming with our athletes, trying to do things better, trying to be innovative. Okay? Real quickly, talking a little bit about trends that are going on today in college football. I think there was a guy in the back, I forget who he was, but I should get him on the staff. He knew more about spread offense and tempo offense than probably some of my coaches. But you've seen a change in college football to tempo. You guys know what that is. That's fast-paced offensive football where they're not huddling. You watch Western Kentucky. We were lucky enough to beat them at their place last year. Their quarterback's back. In fact, he's a guy that's been mentioned in the Heisman. But they're a tempo team. We're a tempo team. You're starting to see that in professional football more and more, with quarterbacks that are a little more athletic, that can run the ball. Okay, you're seeing these guys make it to the next level. That's increased scoring. So a defensive coach like myself, I'm an old defensive coordinator. We don't know if we like that as much, because there's a lot of points being scored nowadays, but I know the fans like that. So from a trend standpoint, that's what's going on. I do think defensive coaches are starting to catch up with that a little bit, but there's still a lot of points being scored, and there's a lot of plays being going on in a game. So, guys, once again, I don't want to get on board you. I know we've been here for a long time. Richard, is there any maybe some questions somebody might like to ask me? Has anybody got any questions? Anything about college football and what's going on? Maybe I can answer for anybody. Are y'all just ready to eat? Yes, sir.
What are some of the key characteristics that you're looking for in a student athlete?
Good question. One of the things we like to talk about is making the whole man. And I think if that was any of our coaches at our school, they'd talk about making the whole lady, or the whole man, the whole student. So we talk about character education. We do a lot of life skills. And a lot of these guys that we're recruiting, let's just be real honest, some of them don't come from the best situations. There's guys that come from two-parent homes. There's guys that come from single-parent homes. There are guys that come from bad home life. So what this does, hopefully we're making productive citizens. We talk all the time to our guys about this athletic process that they get to go through playing in these games in front of all these people is really just an opportunity for the next step, which is their life, which, obviously they'd love to play in the NFL, but our big thing is that they go get this great job. So what we're looking for is guys that the game is very important to. And the reason I say if the game is very important to them, usually they'll allow us to do the things with them that we need to do as far as keeping them straight, going to class, all those things that I say are kind of non-negotiable, because that's what they're here for, is to get that education. But, I like guys that are workers. You would love to get a guy from a great program. You don't always get that because he knows how to work. But high character guys are always important to me because they make my locker room better. They take coaching and they want to get better. Good question. Anybody else? All right. Well, guys, once again, thank you for having us. Thank you for this bowl game. And we appreciate being here. We're enjoying our experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Bill will be here, so please go up and introduce yourself. And if you do have any questions, get with him. He's a great young coach, and you'll know his name. You'll hear his name a lot in future years.